Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to talk through that this morning. So yeah, I do have a video. We'll hop right in. Anything anybody want to share? Any questions? Anything that's on your heart this morning that you got to get off your chest? Something that you maybe learned while we were away, maybe in the field, or
I learned that acuity is the bomb.com. I just don't have a large enough business to make it worth my while yet.
You said acuity?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And one thing that I appreciate about acuity too is that it literally, we talk about a list all the time, it literally creates a contact list of everyone that has ever scheduled an appointment with you ever in life, to the point where, you know, you don't have to, you know, scroll through and kind of see who booked and write everything down. It does like all of that for you. So it sends text message reminders.
We call that a CRM. For those of you who don't know, I know you know, Nate, but it's called a CRM. And any business that has a CRM is a business that will be a lot more profitable down the line.
Seriously. And that's what it's about. It's about systems, just finding, you know, systems that, you know, who knows what system stands for? Anybody on this call? You know what system is an acronym for? What is it, Samantha? I'm gonna ask you to unmute. You shaking your head. I'm putting you on the spot. Yep, straight up. Ask to unmute. You know what it means?
Saving yourself time, money, energy, something like that.
Yes, save yourself time, energy, and money. Yes, system. And so that's what it's about. Finding ways to condense time frames and to actually see results. It's not this, like I said last night, if you all were tuned in on the working session, this is supposed to be fun. Like, this business isn't supposed to be, you know, stressful, right? It's not supposed to be, you know, all of that. This is network, you know, marketing. We're getting paid to, you know, build relationships, have fun, you know, connect with people, help people. That doesn't sound like anything that's stressful to me. It sounds life-changing. It sounds impactful. It sounds like you're making a difference. So I just want to get us in the mindset to soar, right? I put it in the chat today, to rise above whatever hurdles may be in your way. In order to get to where we're going, we got to be able to see past what we can actually see, right? So I did want to share this video with you real quick, and we'll hop in to a quick little training. Let's see. By the way, I'm gonna put in the chat, or actually, if you want it, there's an actual playlist with all of the, you know, breakfast clubs that have been recorded. It's a YouTube playlist. I want you all to do me a favor and subscribe to my YouTube. If you have a YouTube, I'll return the favor. But go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube. You know, because that's where as we begin training, or you know, as we have been, you know, doing these trainings, that's where kind of I archive, like I said, everything that's been recorded. So you can go back, look at, you know, different weeks, and, you know, if you had, you know, a favorite week or something that you wanted to, you know, kind of recap on, definitely go back and do that. So let me know if you want that playlist. It's unlisted, so you wouldn't be able to search it, so I'll have to send you the link. So just send me a message and I can get that get that over to you. But what happened to my video? Let's see. But I was uploading the one from the other day this morning, so they'll all be there. But yeah, good morning. Who's coming in the room? I see Financial Freedom join. Good morning. Johnny Smith join. Good morning, boss. Tasha Nicole, good to see you, lady. How's everybody doing this morning?
Morning, Nate.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Morning, Grand Rising, everyone.
Yes, yes. Yes, not good
I
morning.
love hearing that. The more I hear Grand Risings, the happier I am.
Yes, yes. Because we're not mourning, right? We're not sad on this call. We're not mourning.
Amen.
Yes, your words have power. So yeah, I'm with you right there on that one. Here it is. Let me airdrop it, and we'll be good. So just for everybody that joined in, we're gonna be talking about what is the link I'll send it to? We'll actually what link you talking about? We're gonna be talking about building our brand. We're going to be talking about some social media strategies on how to do that. We're going to be discussing rising above, our current situations, right? So looking beyond what we see and being able to soar, like eagles, above it all to, reach our goals. So I did want to share this quick little video with you, and then we'll hop into some action
It's the
steps.
mentality of an eagle. I often ask myself, what differentiates those who wish for better outcomes and those who do something about it? What separates the dreaming from the progress and the wishing from the reality? Sure, life is complex. There are a lot of moving parts to understand. But I think this element is simple. Those who build things in life are willing to not only see a reality that hasn't yet materialized, but they also understand that in a world of no, they have to be the yes. They have to believe in their ability to drive towards finish lines that no one else sees. See, meaning cannot come to fruition without that discomfort. Or as Nietzsche put it, one must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. And that's just it. Most people see what is, most people conform, they do not create. To change something means you have to be the metaphorical eagle amongst pigeons, flying above all that, everyone, everything else, superseding the limiting beliefs that shackle others to their one-dimensional realities. But most importantly, it means you can see. You can see what no one else can. You have line of sight to what no one else understands. See, in this world, no one walks up to you on the street, puts their arm around you and says, hey kid, that dream, follow that, because I can tell you're going to do big things. No one says, hey, that business idea, you're going to thrive next year, I know it. That relationship, it's going to happen. That level of fitness, oh, I can see it already. Nope. People see what's right in front of them. And as it pertains to you and your world, your life, people are those pigeons. And so that leaves you with a choice. Do you accept that? Do you blend in, take the scraps you're allowed to consume, the crumbs laid out in front of you? Or do you step back and acknowledge that this is going to be tough? This is going to hurt. It's going to push me further as a person than I've ever been pushed. But you know what I get in return? That view. I get to live above the clouds with those who don't wait in line. They become the main attraction. They transform what is into what will be, because the world, it has a way of ensuring that we really want what we say we do. Greatness in any area of life is reserved for those willing to carry forward when most would turn back, to build a bridge to something greater when most people point out that your bridge is not connected to anything, that it's a waste of time, it's trivial, useless, irrational. Good. Changing your life in the world around you has to be irrational. Taking the status quo and shaking it, saying, I'm going to alter this landscape, is irrational. But from irrationality comes the future. So when you feel like the world is against you, when you have an uphill battle to climb, when there are a million reasons for you to turn around, understand that this is nothing more than an indicator that you are right where you need to be, against the current, bringing something new to life. See, if it were easy, it would already exist. But changing your life, that makes you an architect of the unseen. So build on the days you want to build, on the days you don't build, when they understand, build, and when they assume you've altogether lost your mind, build. Sure, it's not easy, but it's worth it. And when tomorrow comes, and it looks a lot different from today, when you've grown, evolved, transformed, and you look back and don't even recognize the person you once were, that won't be because you listened to the chirping of the doubters and the naysayers. It won't be because when strangers told you to give up, you packed your bags and went home. No, it will be because you rose above all. They saw empty space and you saw a world undiscovered. They saw your head in the clouds while you built those castles in the air. You were always on a trajectory to something greater. You didn't need to convince them. You needed to convince yourself to unlock the shackles and take to the sky. Leave everything that once held you down behind. This isn't about anyone else. It's about the conversation between you and the horizon that awaits. The attitude of the eagle.
All right, party people. The attitude of the ego. The attitude of the ego. Did y'all see those quotes at the end though? That was what what did it for. I know you driving, Samantha, but that's those were awesome quotes. You know, that just put the icing on the cake, right? We talked about in the video, of course, I want y'all to show y'all takeaways. It talked about you know, basically just soaring above everything, right? Above all your problems, all the distractions, soaring above it all to reach your true potential. Now understand that every bird can't fly at that high altitude. Snakes can't survive at a certain altitude. Eagles have the ability to soar above it all. They don't talk. It's not a loud like a back and forth type of thing. That's what parrots do. That was one of the quotes. Parrots do a lot of talking. Eagles are silent and about action, right? They're about getting it done, right? Right, regardless, doing what they have to do to get it done. What are some of y'all takeaways? They say, whatever, you're an architect of the unseen. That blew me away. You're right where you need to be. Build. What are some of y'all takeaways from the little video? Feel free to unmute. This is a safe place, safe space.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I go first, Nate.
Okay. Good morning.
Can you hear me clear?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome, awesome. Good morning, everybody. And happy Friday, Grand Rising. Excuse me, Grand Rising, everybody. Happy Friday, man. So for me, what I got from it was, we have to persevere. No matter what comes our way, we have to learn how to get over those difficulties. And a lot of times the challenges be right here in our head. You know what I mean? Like we stop ourselves. So what I got from it was, don't worry about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You keep pushing, you keep grinding, and you keep working towards those things that you're looking to achieve. Because if you keep going, by default, you know what I'm saying, it'll happen. You know what I mean? So that's what I got from it. The eagle is actually my favorite bird. I got a necklace on right now. It's an eagle hidden. I wear it every day just to remind me. So, keep going. I had that perseverance, you know what I'm saying? Keep soaring, because at the end of the day, can nobody see your vision the way you see it? And can nobody help you achieve it the way that it needs to be achieved, because it's tailor-made just for you. Your assignment is tailor-made just for you. So you got to keep on going and moving, and you got to stay focused. You can't let nothing that's below you get in the way. So you got to keep soaring like the eagle. That's my take from it.
Yes, sir. You said something with that tailor-made. Yes, sir. It's tailor-made just for you. Absolutely. You said something with that. You don't even know you said something, but you said something with that one, player. Yes, no matter what, like whatever, that's what it's about. Like regardless, like carry forward when most would turn back. That was something that was said in the video. Carry forward when most would turn back. So life is going to continue to happen to you, right? But are you going to have the discipline and the will and the belief within yourself, within this opportunity, within this vehicle that you've partnered with, to push through, to see all these other leaders who have achieved the same thing that you want to achieve, and to really, almost, sit at their feet, almost kind of follow what did they do to show me what you did to get to where you are. But you have to be able to see past, those stopping points, right? Bryce, you raised your hand.
I'm gonna fly like an eagle,
Yep.
into the future. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, for those of you who don't know that song, I feel a little old all of a sudden. But anyway, I just wanted to say that you want to operate in a league of your own. It doesn't. Everybody is better at something than you are, and everybody, you're better than everyone else at something. And when we think of an eagle, we think of power and all this thing, but an eagle is not a great swimmer. An eagle is not a great runner. An eagle flies higher than everybody else. So yes, I want everybody to realize that, yes, this eagle is in a league of its own, but it's great at what it is great at. And everybody, we want to compare ourselves. Gabriella is great at something. Apples is great at something. Nate is great at something. Bryce is great at something. Operate in your fields. Be an eagle in your field, because if we go into a big conversation about this, we got bald eagles, we got this eagle. They're all eagles. They're all in a league of their own, and even against one another, they are all in a league of their own. Operate in your greatness. That's all I wanted to say.
Straight up. And that's a good segue kind of into what's
Yes,
up,
sir.
Samantha? You have something to add?
I'll go after you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just gotta hit the button while I can.
No, it's all good. What you had something to add, a takeaway from the video?
Yeah, so I really appreciate this video. This video, really it got me in the mindset of kind of just realizing some eagles in my life, and just like Bryce said, in their field. And I realized my bloodline is eagles. Like my grandma was an eagle. All my life when my grandma was living, she was sick. But my grandmother had became bedridden in the hospital, and she decided she wanted to walk again. And she went from a hospital bed to a wheelchair to a walker to a cane, and she walked.
Absolutely.
That's the eagle mentality. My mom went through some things. My father died when I was young, and I watched my mom put her eagle skills into a garden. And it is a garden now, but once upon a time, it was just some woods and stumps and trees and roots, literally. And I realized that my bloodline is eagles. And the first thing about being an eagle is you gotta prove to yourself that you're eagle, or you can show anybody else. Like you said, half the battle is fighting in your head.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all.
Absolutely. She said the first step is proving to yourself, hello, that you're an actual eagle before anybody else can, believe it. You got to believe it about yourself. So yeah, this business is 90% mindset and 10% skill set, if you want to be completely honest. And I know you're like, what? Yeah, it's 90% mindset and 10% skills. Right. So to your point, Bryce, about being your authentic self, that's kind of what to allow you to soar above all of the whatever. It circles back to building your brand. Like, who knows? I mean, I kind of want this to be a little conversational. I was gonna put all this into slides, but I'm like, it's Friday. Nobody want no slideshow. Let's just talk. Let's talk about it. So, who can like describe to me like what a brand is, like in your own words? It don't have to be Webster's definition, but like in your own words, what is a brand to you? Anybody? You can put in the chat if you can't unmute.
Sorry, Nate, can you repeat that? My daughter was going off on me.
Oh no, it's all good. I mean, just like in your own words, like if you could describe like what a brand is, or what it, to you, what.
So basically, it is how you are known, how you are recognized, how you are portrayed and perceived by others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. For sure. Yeah, that's a good definition. Anybody else want to add to it? You agree, disagree? Well, to me, so I'll say for me, that I agree with Bryce. At the end of the day, your brand is really how your business. Oh, financial freedom, you raised your hand. You have something to add?
Well, yes, you were asking about how we view our brand. I also see it as your belief system, because a brand, that's what makes it a little bit different, because it's based on individual to individual. So when we think about companies have a brand. So as an individual, it speaks to who you are, what your character is, where you are in your character. Your integrity, of course, is what we all do in private when no one else is looking. So those are kind of the things that I feel like my brand is. It's the encounter that people have with me. I can market myself, but my brand is going to be my reputation and the experience that people have with me individually, but more so speaking, we say this is a personal development. Well, the personal development will show, because your brand speaks for not just who you are, but what you are and how you represent yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That kind of ties into my definition too. Exactly. It's about perception, right? This was said to me just the other day, actually. How people perceive you is how people will receive you. How people perceive you is how people will receive you, right? So your brand is basically how your business is received by your consumers, clients, prospects, and the like, everybody, who comes into contact with what you have to offer. It's how it's received, by them. So if, we are talking about finances, right? And people's socials and credit and things of that nature. So you want to be sure that you're displaying, a certain level of professionalism within your brand, right? So, how you look and, how you speak. I'm going to be quiet, man. No worries, man. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, how you perceive. So how do you really build your brand, right? So I mean, I'm gonna give you 4 kind of action steps, right, to kind of get you, in the mindset. And I know a lot of us are moving around and can't really, write things down and really take notes. So I'll be sure to drop this recording in the actual chat. But you kind of want to identify, what message are you wanting to deliver, right? So, like what makes you different? Why would someone, connect with you versus, someone else? What do you bring to the table? Why would someone want to join, or why should someone want to join your team? Asking yourself these questions and writing these things down because you have to identify, these traits that you have, right? Part 2 of that, identifying what problem you're solving, right? So we all know we're in this financial literacy business. So the financial literacy crisis is definitely, a problem that, that we're solving. But you kind of want to figure out how you can take the skills that you've had prior to, connecting with this opportunity and kind of incorporate them into, your brand, right? Identifying all the ways that you can help add value to someone's life outside of, credit. So like, for example, I know a hobby of mine, I mean, I can cook. So, if, someone, if I connect with someone with that similar interest, we can, bounce ideas off of each other. I know how to, marketing. So I know how to, create flyers and this marketing material. And it's not, the best of the best of the best, but it's, better than word art, right? So I can add value in that vein, showing people how to, build their brand as far as, marketing is concerned and creating that marketing material, right? So just kind of identifying what, do you speak well? Do you, are you super organized? Are you good at creating systems? Are you, kind of identifying what qualities and what value you can add, to someone outside of the actual product that we offer, right? Does that make sense? Can someone put some ones in the chat or let me know kind of if I'm if I'm making sense? I see your one, Samantha. Any questions so far? I want to, I think it's pretty straightforward, but I do want to be sure that, that we understand. So number 3, why should people care, right? So I kind of identify, I think this is kind of circling into, building your story, right? People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. I'll say it again. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So that reminds me of another gem that I got. Stories sell, facts tell. Facts tell, but stories sell, right? So people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So why should someone care? What makes you stand out? So look at people in how you can identify this, right? So look at people in this, they could be in this business, they could be in this field of network marketing as a whole. So the Eric Worreys and the big leaders, the Jesse Lees of the world, the Coach Stormies and all of those people. So identifying those top leaders in this business. So the Billy Scotts, the Alfred Nixons, the Jabari Sallers, the Keisha Woodbines, right? So identifying those individuals as well as individuals outside this business that you kind of see traits that you like in, and so you kind of like borrowing, from all of these different leaders to identify, kind of how you want to, lead your team and how you want to, be a leader within this field, right? So definitely, is that making sense? So identifying why should someone care? Why? What's that story like for you? What's that it factor, like for you? I know some people, have like little catchphrases. Like if you search the hashtag change your situation on actual Instagram, you'll find that, that's a hashtag that I've kind of built. Of course, other people have used it, but the majority of those posts that you see will be mine because from the day that I started, I had to identify like what was going to set me apart, like what was going to be my, catchphrase. E-Man the Credit Man was, my name coming out. My middle name is Emmanuel, so E-Man the Credit Man. I took credit out my name because that's, against compliance, but, coming out, I was building that brand already. So you kind of have to figure out what's going to set you apart from the rest. The what, the how, and the why, right? So what is it that that sets you apart, that makes you different, that change your situation? I know Alyssa Barnes has the fix what you're ashamed of. So kind of, and that's kind of how I'm like, okay, she has fix what you're ashamed of. I can't use that. I got to figure out one for my own, change your situation. So kind of identifying where you fit in. Like I said, look at other people in the business. This is not like you have to build this on your own. This is, you have people who have kind of paved the way. We're in a unique position, where we do have those individuals that have paved the way that we can, borrow from to create our own identity, right? So, don't lose yourself in all of that, but definitely identify those different traits, right? The last thing that I wanted to share as far as building your brand, and we'll go into a more in-depth training, like I said, with slides and all of that, but I did kind of want to keep this light and just have a couple of points for you all to chew on, this weekend. And as we, kind of close out this week and start the next week, who's your target audience? I know it's 112 million Americans who need what we have to offer. 80% of Americans, live paycheck to paycheck. So either you need your credit fixed or, you need some extra income or both. But it's imperative that you really identify your niche, right? So and it has to be specific, right? You're really building a community. So identifying or connecting with people who, share those similar interests as you. Right. So that's why you got to ask yourself, like, who are you speaking to? So like when you are connecting with people on Facebook and joining these Facebook groups, because honestly, you don't even really have to be super duper loud. As far as, you should, because this is your business, but, if there are, different obstacles or different, reasons why you can't really be as loud on social media, kind of a backdoor way to, doing that is connecting with these groups, right? So identifying, like writing these things down, your passions, places you want to go, people you aspire to be like, or people you look up to, what passions, places, people, and I can't think of the fourth one, but just identifying those characteristics about yourself, right? So today is really about reflecting on yourself to identify what is my brand? How am I going to, how can I bring what everything that I've learned in my life to this opportunity, and really make it work for me? Who can I look at within this business and, borrow things from to, actually build my own identity, build my own brand as an entrepreneur, right? So that's kind of what this is about. But when you build, so when you find those people, it's easier to, build when you find those people who have, who are like you. You're looking for people who are, who are like you. I mean, it's not, it's simple to say, but it could be, something that we overcomplicate, right? So looking for the lookers, right? We're looking for people who, I said this on the last call, say for instance, you were a fan of Grant Cardone, you want to join, the Grant Cardone fan club, you want to join, the 10X conference club, and you want to connect with the people. Of course, you're not going to connect with Grant Cardone himself, straight off the bat, but you may, build up into that point where you're at one of his events, have a VIP pass back, whatever the case may be. But and for the sakes of, building and kind of getting your name out there, connecting, finding those people who share those same interests, right? So what are some of your passions? I mean, if someone can, free to unmute, we, like I said, this is more of a conversation. I didn't want it to be me talking at you this whole time. But I hope that made sense. Just 4 quick points, what message are you trying to deliver? What makes you different? Why would someone choose you over someone else? These are questions that you should be asking yourself as you're building your brand, right? What do you bring to the table? Why should someone want to join your actual team, right? It's not for the sake of just, making money, right? What do you bring? What do you bring to the table? What problem are you solving? Number 2, of course, financial literacy. That is a crisis within our country. We're solving that problem. We are problem solvers in that, right? But also, how else can you help somebody? I know we have, therapists and counselors and, social workers and teachers and, just business people as a whole, so I'm sure throughout your life and all the experiences that you've had, you can add some value to someone else, right? You can pass something along to someone else outside of credit. But you have to identify what those things are and kind of put them into your brand, right? And so when you identify these things, why should someone care? Who's your target audience? Who has heard of the 4-2-1 marketing strategy? Nobody.
Heard of it. I just don't know the specifics behind it, but it's all in how you post on social media. Am I correct?
You are on the right track, Appeles. Good morning to you. Yes, ma'am. What's
It's,
up, Samantha? You got something to add?
It's four likes, 2 comments, 4 likes. What is it? 4 likes, 2 comments, and a post.
Almost.
4, 2, 1. What's a 2?
Almost. So 4-2-1 is regarding how you're marketing on your page as a whole. So for 4 days out of the week, you're talking about your passions, your what you like to do, your family, what you're eating lunch, if you go into a coffee shop, you're just talking about lifestyle for those 4 days. For 2 of those days, you may be talking about just subtle hints about your business. Like maybe you may be on this call, right? So you just showing love, connected with entrepreneurs across the entire United States, who have similar goals. Not like join my team, not like get your credit fixed, just like what are you doing? I like connecting with people across the country, to build something massive together. And then for 1 day out of the week, you're blowing them up with join my team, get your credit fixed, schedule your DM. That one day out of the week is when you actually go super hard in marketing the business. But for those other 6 days, you're literally, just showing, what you're doing, just your lifestyle. And I know some of you, might be thinking, well, my life is boring. Don't nobody want. Of course you think your life is boring because you're living it. You're the one living your life. So, you're not going to think, but there's someone, out there. The goal, like I said, is to build your community, right? So you're looking for people who are, like you. So if you like to read, if you like to, go for, morning walks, if you like to, go for evening walks, jogs, or, if you like to shop, if you like to, whatever the case may be, just showing that, because that's a part of your brand. Right. So when people, as you, are consistent with that, as people, follow you and connect with you, they are going to identify when someone says Apple's name, they're going to say, oh yeah, she loves to cook, or she loves to do this, she loves to do that. I like that too. Or when they see Samantha's name, they're going to be able to identify exactly who Samantha is, what Samantha likes, and what she can do for me, right? And so it becomes a point where like people fall in love with you and like what you're doing, and the value that you're dropping, for free. It's not always about, sign up with me, give me your money. You're still dropping value, you're still showing who you are. And so people fall in love with that to the point where they begin to reach out to you. Like they begin to feel bad, like, oh wow, like this person, I should give this person my money. Because they begin to fall in love with you. And so that's the importance of building your community. So finding, those people who have those similar interests. So it's not like, you're just aimlessly, marketing to everybody. Know who your demographic is. That's why, it's important, marketing on the actual paid advertising on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. It shows you your insights. Like it shows you like what part of the world people are watching your stuff, what, if it's male, if it's females that are more, looking at your information, what age, all of that. And so you can cater your content to those individuals, right? So now it's more intentional, right? We talked about that the other day, moving with intention, right? So cater your content to your audience, find your people. You have to be specific in that though. That's why I want you to identify, like I said, I'll put this recording in the chat, but I want you to identify all those things. What message are you trying to deliver? What makes you different? Why someone should choose you over someone else? What do you bring to the table? Why should someone join your team? What problem are you solving? What skills outside of credit do you bring to the table? How else can you add value to someone's life outside of what the service that we offer? And why should someone care? People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Look at people in this business, identify, who you want to emulate, identify that servant leader that you want to, portray, borrow, those different traits from them and make them your own. Who's your target audience? Know your demographic, who are you speaking to, and cater your content to those individuals, right? Being specific, right? So don't just say single moms, right? You can say, single moms with, 3 kids, or single mom, be super duper specific. Single moms, who have gone through divorce, or single moms, whatever the case may be specific. I don't know why I said single mom, but be specific with that audience, right? And watch, cater your information to that group, and you begin to build your community. So identifying, who you are, right, and connecting with those people to help them, because you obviously have something that can help them, right? So any questions? I know I've been talking for a long time. I appreciate you, Appelis, for unmuting, and Samantha for your participation, Johnny as well. Any questions or concerns, anything anybody want to add? Uh-oh. Yeah, I think it was pretty straightforward. Like I said, we'll have a more hands-on kind of formal training, because like I know that was kind of a lot, and I know some people are, visual and kind of need the visuals to go along with it. So that is definitely in the works. But I did want to just share that with you all, so just to give you something to chew on, as we go into closing out this week and, going into the next week of the volume month. Really being intentional about, what we're doing, right? How we're posting, how we're, portraying ourselves, right? Your brand is how your business is received by clients, agents, consumers, prospects. I mean, the world. Your brand is how your business is received. Now, remember, how you're perceived is how you'll be received, right? So if you're perceived as a scammer by the look of your page, if it's all flyers and no pictures of you, let us, see your kids, let us see your dog, let us see, like I said, what you like to eat. I was talking about on the Billionaire Bootcamp last night. One of my reels went viral. And it had nothing to do with credit. It had nothing to do with building a business. It was literally some fried rice that I had made. I posted it with the trending sound, and it got over 14,000 likes, 300 some odd comments and shares, and this, that, and the third. People were following me like left and right. Like every time I logged into YouTube, every time I logged into Instagram, it was like all these comments, like 15, 30 followers every time. I'm like, dang, what? But it was from that actual video. So just being, and that wasn't something that I paid for. That was literally organically, happening. And so, but I said that to say it's imperative that you focus on your brand, because even say you do have a reel that goes viral, people are going to go to your page, right? And they need to be able to see, who you are and be able to trust and want to follow you, right? So that's why I wanted to identify, or I want you all to really kind of identify who, what that brand looks like for you, what your brand is, right? And that target audience, like being specific, kind of really thinking about that. Who do you want to help? And that can change, that can evolve, right? It doesn't have to stay there, but for the sake of, being focused and really being intentional with what we're doing, kind of identifying, a certain market that you want to help. So yeah. Like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely put in the chat if you got some value from from this call today. We want to encourage our team to continue plugging in and staying connected. One thing that I can say about leaders is that leaders show up, right? And so if you all are staying consistent and showing up to these calls every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's showing me that you are all the next, budding leaders here within this organization. So, definitely put it in the chat, let the people know that we still live, like we never left. Right, we live. So, like I said, happy Friday. If there are no more questions, I'll put this recording in the chat. Super excited to have this time with you all. I want to do better at promoting these events, right? So we have these calls every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have the Billionaire Bootcamp, which is basically a working session where answering questions, talking about strategies, doing income producing activities on Zoom together. It's together. We're building this together, right? That happens every Tuesday and Thursday. So definitely want to connect with that. Power Hour happens Wednesday. Well, that happens every day, but Jabari and Keisha do the business overview on Wednesday evenings. So I'll put the schedule back in the weekly, calendar or schedule or whatever back in the chat. But yeah, I definitely want to see y'all face in the place. If there's no other questions, I see each and every one of you over the top and at the bank. Oh, what's up, Samantha?
I'm sorry. So I just got a new phone and I'm trying to set things up. You're putting this in which chat? I'm not in everything just yet because I'm trying to set my phone up. Which chat you putting this in? Because I need to schedule. I need a link for the billionaire boot camp.
Okay,
That
cool.
one.
Yeah.
So which chat are you putting in so I can find it?
Well, whose chat are you in?
I'm in Keisha's WhatsApp.
Okay.
And I got to get Telegram on this phone.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we're actually.
Then I'll be in.
Yeah, I'll put it in Keisha's chat in the WhatsApp. And we're actually migrating from WhatsApp to Telegram. So we have created a Telegram group. And so, you know, be on the lookout for that. More details about that is forthcoming. But so yeah, if you don't have Telegram, go ahead and download that just to be sure that you know, we can, you know, stay connected. But yeah, I'll definitely I'll post it in the chat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alrighty, y'all. Happy Friday. Happy building. Let me know if you need anything. Keisha had some.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you, Nate.
Yes, sir. Keisha had some closings this morning, so that's why she wasn't on. So yeah, wish her or some showings, not closings, some showings. So wish her, you know, the best and getting those clients to the closing table. Hello. Yeah, if there be no more questions, I love each and every one of you. See each and every one of you at the top and at the bank. All right, y'all. Until next week.